Okay, good evening, good afternoon, welcome. My name's Allan Shaw and I'm the owner and the designer of Harbeth Audio, Harbeth loudspeakers from England. And we're here at the CES and it's been a fascinating couple of days. I've learned an awful lot about Americans and how we might be able to serve you better in the future. Going to meet the father of the LS35A in his factory was a bit of a shock. I thought that this guru, this superman of the audio industry, would be running a huge corporation with a fleet of vehicles and smoke coming out of it and speakers being hauled away by enormous lorries, and the fact was he was a rather lonely, tired, worn-out old man who was sitting waiting for the phone to ring and making orders for Japanese customers on spec. And I thought, well, whatever he makes, if he can sell it to the Japanese, it's got to be damn good. And that led me to taking over 21 years ago. There was a complete severance and I was absolutely on my own, which was terrifying. And in fact, it was really good that we had this handover because you know, you can't live in the shadow of a genius. It's a very unhealthy situation to do that. And having come from a semiconductor background, where quality control is absolutely everything, well, the first thing to do was to sort out the quality control. I was very, very lucky that my first speaker was accepted by the market. I'd always had a soft spot for the LS35A and eventually contacted the BBC, and they said, "You have come at exactly the right point." And I said, "Why is that?" You're the right man at the right time. And again, that was another hugely lucky thing. Sales took off and off we went. That sort of adrenaline buzz, that euphoria of fulfilling that ambition stopped me really critiquing the speaker. The middle frequencies on the 3.5 were not completely neutral, and that's when I set about designing the P3, which has been in production for 19 years now.
19 years?
Yeah.
Unchanged?
Unchanged. We are an engineering-based company. We are not artists. It is not our job to reinterpret what is on the groove, as it were. We've stuck to the original formula. The original thin wall boxes, high-performance drive units, which we make ourselves, Cone research program, which was funded by the British government, but it's still basically the same thin wall BBC monitor philosophy that we had 30 years ago. If you use speech as the test material, or a significant part of the test material, you tend to standardise on a more neutral balance than if you use music. The first musical instrument appeared about 40,000 years ago. That's what we're told. But our hearing system has been developing for about 20 million years, mainly concerned with human-to-human communications. They are not consumer durables. They are not built as throwaway consumer items. They are capital equipment that is designed to work and earn a living in a professional environment that you choose to buy and use at home. And they said, in this day and age, it's unbelievable that anybody could make anything that would last for 25 years. But it's quite funny when you have a customer phone up and say, you know, I've got serial number such and such, and you look back and you say, oh, that's a rosewood pair, isn't it? Oh, and there's a slightly unusual mark, feature, not a mark, a feature in the veneer of that one because it's noted in the logbook. And they say, how on earth do you know that? Well, you know, this is our job, we're doing it every day, we're interested in these things. We just have to keep making more of the same a little bit quicker and adding new models onto the outside. And if we can do that with your help here in America, but in particular, which has been incredibly kind to us these last few years, I think we can together enjoy a great success story of what is a very traditional formula.
Is two-channel dead?
If you'd asked me that question 10 years ago, I think I'd have given you a pessimistic answer. Rediscovering I suppose what you call the therapeutic value of quality audio, and consequently, as world events don't seem to be getting any better, I think we can fairly confidently say that 2-channel is here to stay. Where we live in the countryside, it is so quiet that if you lie in bed in the early morning, you can hear the blood pumping in your ears. So to come to Las Vegas, which I've been told by numerous people I must not judge America by.
Please don't. Thank you very much for your time.
That's great. It's a real pleasure.
It's a pleasure.